Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pat Walker, Mission Winners. Happy New Year to all of you. Hope it's a good year for you this past year. I hope the coming years are good years for you. Health is a big one. Health, happiness, peace, hope, all great things. Love, all great things. I want those for everybody. So what are we doing? We're looking at the ETFs. Why do we look at the ETFs? Folks, I have to tell you, it's not because we like looking at a bunch of charts, okay? We are trying to help ourselves find strength, and we are trying to help ourselves see weakness and avoid it. So let's look at the ETFs. You find a great ETF, maybe you could buy it. But more importantly, it could lead you to an industry group that could find opportunity for you in individual stocks. Leading groups, leading stocks. That helps us. And you avoid the stuff that's really bad. Cloud computing, this is choppy. Look at, this is the weekly on the left, daily on the right. I'll shrink that a bit. There's nothing really great here, folks. Be careful with cloud computing. Electric vehicles, big part of this is Tesla. There's nothing great there. Stay away from it. Right here, you can always see the net. Dow Jones Internet. This doesn't look so good, folks. This is choppy. Look at it. Look at it run up right to those tops and drop right off of it. You can see it on the weekly too. Charts have memories. Why? Because charts are a reflection of human emotions. And you can see, runs up there, drops. Oh, runs up back near those highs. Oh, look at this. We bought it up here. It's back near my price. I'm selling it. And then some people bought it up there, right? That's how it got up to that price. It falls and they go, oh, I'll see what happens. Runs up near that price. They go, thank heaven I'm near my price. I'm selling. And they take it down. They do it again and they do it again. Folks, charts are a reflection of human emotions and group psychology. If you can remember that, things are better. And yeah, it's one of my degrees is psychology. You can see it in the charts. IBD 50, look at this. Look at the weekly. I mean, this is the index of the leading anointed stocks from Investors Daily. And I'm not knocking Investors Daily. It's a great publication. I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years. It's great. Bill O'Neill changed my life. But you can see it's not so good here. Be cautious with that. That's a poster child for growth stocks. Watch out. Gold miners, cup and a handle here on the weekly, but you can see it runs up and tails off in the daily. It runs up and tails off the daily. That's poster child for the market too. Needs to take out the top here on volume. There you go. GLD is a little bit stronger. Do a compare and contrast. Gold miners, there's the white line. Gold above there. Gold is acting a little bit better. But you can see again, a reflection of the stock market. Goes up, they take it right back down. Goes up, they take it right back down. Goes up, right back down. Goes up and tails off. That's what's going on in almost all the stocks right now. Don't argue with it. Get in line with it and just wait. Clean bases will come again and stuff will lift off. Maybe it'll happen this week. I don't know, but don't force trades. That's my point, or force buy. Biotechnology's lagging right here. Be cautious with that. Online retail, really lagging. Be cautious with online retail. Oil and gas, this is bouncing around here. This isn't so good. Be cautious with that. Software technology, look at this. Runs up right here, reverses down, and they take it down again. Technology, software, no power. Medicine, it's just chopping around, not a lot of power. Mid-cap, chopping around below the 50-day, not a lot of power. Home construction, it's just basing here. It's okay. But look at this bar. It gaps up, runs up, and reverses and closes near the lows on a pickup in volume. No power. Be careful. S&P right here, growth index. Nothing here, folks. S&P growth industry. Look at this. There's no power there. Small caps lagging, no power. Airlines, they're grounded. Okay, I'm sorry I had to say it. Dad humor. There you go. My kids would just shake their head. There's no real power there. Regional banking, lagging, leave it alone. Mid cap, yeah, needs to push through the 50-day, folks, with some power, with some volume. Price action and backed by volume equal power. Until that happens, we have the discipline to wait. And it will come. I guarantee it. Oil services, this one doesn't look so bad. Okay? Facing, by the way, the market's been crummy all year. There's nothing going on. Well, this was a clean and simple base breakout on increasing volume. This was on the key list with buy right here. We'll call it 255. 255 to over 300. Please don't say, oh, the market's bad. Nothing's going on. Nothing's been going on. Oh, really? That's good money. That's good money. Clean and simple flat bases. Love them. Yes. And we owned it. There we go. Continue onwards. Online retail, there's nothing good there. Pharmaceuticals hanging in a little bit. Okay. This was a longer base here, but it's, it's just basing right now. Maybe it'll start to lift off again. Outperforming a lot of the other ETFs. This is the universe ETF. This goes up when the market's dropping. And, again, you can see it's pretty rough. SDS, this goes up when the market's dropping, forming maybe a cup with a handle. So let's talk about this. Let's wrap our heads around this. This goes up in price when the market is falling. It's the inverse. Whatever the market's doing, this does the opposite. Just remember that. QLD really lagging here, folks. The Nasdaq 100, not a lot of power there. QQQ, same situation. Retailing, lagging, nothing to do with that. Cloud computing, hitting new lows right here on this move or got close to it. Not a lot of power there. And look at those tail bars. You see this? It runs up and drops, runs up and drops, runs up, drop, runs up and reverses and drops. Tells you there's a seller up there, and you can see it on the weekly. Charts, again, are a reflection of human emotions. There you go. That's what I used to teach at the IBD meetups. It's loose. The Bill O'Neill's talk. This is a wide and loose pattern. This will chew you up. All this. Be careful with that. Avoid it. Okay, I don't want to say just be careful. Avoid it. There we go. Silver. Silver isn't acting too bad. It does go up and drop. It does, it's a little choppier. Okay. Here's the weekly. This is why I like weeklies. This is why I love this template. Weekly on the left, daily on the right. It's acting okay, better than most. Steel went up and they gave it all right back. Semiconductors. There's no power here, folks. This is a reversal bar. When you see a bar gap up and reverse and close in the bottom half of its range on a pickup in volume, be careful. And look at what it's done. And we haven't been involved with it. Spiders just chopping around, not a lot of power. Maybe it'll go through these tops in the new year. We'll see. SSO, similar situation. Solar, lagging, nothing there. Small cap, lagging, nothing there. Uranium, it's nothing special, folks. Here's the weekly. I mean, you're not going to see this pattern in any book say, this is a high probability setup. This is what you look for to put your hard-earned money. You won't see it. Oil, basing here a little bit, but choppy. Be cautious with that, okay? Aerospace and defense looks a little bit better, but you can see it. I mean, it goes up, they take it down. Gaps up, reverses down. Goes up, and it drops. There's not a lot of consistency in a lot of these charts, ETFs, index groups. Biotechnology, this will chew you up back and forth and back and forth. Oh, this is when it's going. Oh, this is it. No. When you see these kind of patterns, be careful. I avoid them. I just avoid them. Home builders, nothing great here. It started to break out right here. And watch this. Here's the weekly. Started to break out, lifts off, and they take it right back. That's kind of the way the market's been. Know this too. I have to stress this, and this is for everybody. There's a great quote. It's not mine, but it's a great quote. I don't have any great quotes. I love this one. I never met a wealthy pessimist. That's a great, profound thought. I never met a wealthy pessimist. We look for opportunities. We don't impose our will. We let the markets tell us what to do. And that really helps. Basic materials, it's loose on the weekly and it's loose on the daily. Energy was really good to us right here. Had a good run with some energy stocks. You can see it on the weekly. You can see the run on the daily. Little choppier now. Be cautious. Financials, there's just no push here. Nothing yet. Industrials, no push. Technology's lagging. XLK, in 1 second, it says, got to be a little careful with technology stuff. That's power. So many focused on say, oh, this is what I got to look for. This is what I got to look for. This is what I need to do to buy. There's also power in saying, these are things I need to avoid. That's the other side of the same coin. Both sides are very important for success. XLP, consumer staples, started to go lift up here a little bit. Just chopping around here, okay? Not a lot of power. I'm going to refresh this. Hold on just a second. See some real quick. We're going to refresh this too. That's a lower level base that I had marked. Just want to make sure that we're on the right page on both. Yes, we are. There we go. Lift it up, they gave it right back. Daily. Cautious. Retail, the consumer's not buying. This chart tells you that. Be cautious. Utilities, they're not doing much of anything either. Healthcare, it starts to go up and they give it right back. And look at the weekly. They just give it right back. Consumer discretionary. These are items that are discretionary items, not things you need. You need toilet paper, okay? But you don't, there's a lot of consumer items you don't need. And they're not buying them. Leave that alone. Metals and mining starts to go right here on the weekly, and they give it right back. Oil, another energy one. Oil was really good to us this year, but right now it's lagging. Nothing really to do with it. Retailing, nothing good here. Leave it alone. Software, shopping, be cautious with it. So let's go on and take a look at the max list. Here's Apple, all right? It's just in a downtrend. You can't argue with it. Someday it's going to change. I guarantee it, it's going to change. And when it does, we'll be ready. And I'm going to share something with everybody. This will help you say, look at that, you got a lower low here. This low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low. It's got lower lows. Yeah, that's it. Check this out. This was in June, early July, right here. This is a higher low. This low is higher than this low. This was on the key list for a buy. And that, folks, is a good run. There you go. That's the higher low. I've used this for years. I didn't really see anybody else writing about it, and I kind of figured it out and, been using it. So there's Apple, but here it is now. You got lower lows, nothing great there, okay? Here's Amazon, lower lows, nothing great here. You say, yeah, these stocks are stupid. Yeah, really, are they? I don't know about you, but I think this is a higher low too, isn't it? Right here? Yes, and this was on the key list also, and that was a good run. The moral of the story is, you look at this and you go, there's nothing happening here. You look at this chart, you go, this is awful. There's nothing good here. Well, you get a higher low and you get a lift. The moral is, always be focused. Let price and volume action guide your thoughts and your actions. Right now, lower lows, not a lot of power there. Be cautious. Alibaba. Now compare and contrast this. Here's Apple, looks pretty ragged on the daily. Here's Amazon, looks pretty ragged on the daily. Here's Baba. Oh, that doesn't look so bad, does it? This is why we do this. We don't have any preconceived notions on what's going on. We let the charts tell us what to do. This is illustrating more strength than the others. Perhaps if it takes out this line here, and the market's acting okay. All right, I can't stress that enough. Okay, the M and mission winners, the market needs to take out that line right there in a good market and do so with volume. But there's more strength in this than there is in Apple and Amazon. There you go. That's a good lesson. BIDU, similar situation. Better than Apple and Amazon. Still not great, okay? But here's the weekly. What do you see here? It's deep, but this is a cup with a handle formation. But I have to stress, this is a deep cup. Deep cups have a higher failure rate. I was an IBD meetup co-leader. We used to talk about this stuff. I'm not making it up. You like relatively shallow cups that are clean and orderly and then push through the top of the handle right through here, this high here in the cup with the handle that's right here, and do so on volume. Right now, it's another Chinese stock that's acting better than a lot of other stuff. Google's still pretty floundering here. It has a higher low, but there's not a lot of power here. Be careful with that. Goldman Sachs, it's higher low, but it's chopping around here a little bit. But it is outperforming many of the other max list stocks. So you can say, what could you do with this? Well, potential. I'm not recommending it, but if it could power through that line on the daily with really heavy volume, it could be a potential. But it's very aggressive, very aggressive. Be aware of that. MasterCard, similar situation, shopping around, not a lot of power. Meta, max list stock, this is actually looks better than some that we just recently looked at. Forming a clean base right here. Something to follow going forward. All right. But again, remember the M and mission winners, the M and CanSlim, the markets, don't argue with them. Microsoft, it's just chopping around here. Maybe it'll lift off the 50-day. It's not a clean and simple flat base setup. Be aware of that. Netflix, it's going sideways. Maybe it'll lift off the 50-day. Okay. Maybe everybody's going to come back and we're going to see some lift. We'll see. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but at least it's got some power off the 50-day. NVIDIA, pretty sloppy here. Be cautious with that. Tesla, this is an electrifying move to the downside. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Don't hit me. We'll get you for assault and battery. Okay, that's dad humor. I'm done with that. But you can see it's just been steadily dropping here. Nothing great there. But I'd like to show you something. We talk about the higher low. This is in July. I was in Colorado. This low is higher than this low. And folks, that is a good run on the higher low setup. There it is. It works. Continue onwards. Visa's just going sideways. Not a lot of leadership. Be kind of cautious with that. Here's the spiders. Go across these tops. Maybe we're back to the top. Anyway, that is the max list.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.